Imagine this. You walk into a room where nobody knows you. No one knows your name, your job, your background, your opinions. No history, no expectations. At first, it sounds freeing, but after a while, something feels off. You feel invisible, unanchored, almost uneasy. So you start doing small things. You mention what you do for work. You hint at your beliefs. You signal your humor, your taste, your values. Not to brag, but to be seen. That instinct, that quiet pull to explain who you are, isn't random. It's one of the strongest forces in human behavior. So the question is, why do humans seek identity so deeply? Most people think the answer is simple. They believe humans seek identity because we want to feel special, we want meaning, we want purpose, we want to stand out. And yes, those things play a role, but they're not the real reason. If identity were just about being unique, people wouldn't cling so hard to group labels. If it were just about purpose, identity wouldn't feel threatened by disagreement. If it were just about meaning, losing a label wouldn't feel like losing yourself. There's something deeper happening, and that's where the confusion starts. Here's the problem. Humans don't just like identity, we need it. Without it, people feel anxious, lost, defensive, unstable. That's why people argue over labels. People defend beliefs emotionally. People feel attacked by disagreement. People cling to tribes, ideologies, and roles. If identity were optional, it wouldn't hurt when it's questioned. So why does it hurt? Why does identity feel tied to survival? To answer that, we need to strip this down simply and honestly. Humans seek identity for 4 core reasons. Not theories, not philosophy, real everyday reasons you can recognize in your own life. Number 1, identity creates psychological safety. First and most important, identity makes the world predictable. When you know who you are, you know how to act, what to expect, where you belong. Without identity, everything feels uncertain. Imagine waking up every day unsure of what matters to you, what kind of person you are, what choices align with you. That level of uncertainty is exhausting. Identity reduces mental effort. It says, this is me, this is how I move through the world. And the brain loves that because predictability feels like safety. Number 2, identity answers the question, where do I belong? Humans are social animals. For most of history, belonging wasn't emotional, it was survival. Being accepted by the group meant protection, food, support. Being rejected meant danger. Identity became the signal. I'm one of you. I share your values. I follow the same rules. Even today, the brain treats belonging as life or death. That's why rejection hurts more than logic says it should, and why people adopt identities that guarantee acceptance, even if those identities limit them. Belonging often feels safer than freedom. Number 3, identity simplifies decision-making. Identity acts like a shortcut. Instead of asking, what should I do in every situation, the brain asks, what would someone like me do? That's powerful. If you identify as a disciplined person, you act disciplined. If you identify as a victim, you expect defeat. If you identify as a leader, you step forward. If you identify as an outsider, you hold back. Identity saves energy, but it also locks behavior in place. People don't just act randomly, they act in alignment with who they believe they are. Number 4, identity protects the ego. This part is uncomfortable, but honest. Identity protects us from feeling insignificant. Without identity, you're just another human in a massive world. With identity, you're the smart one, the strong one, the rebel, the good one, the misunderstood one. Identity gives emotional armor. It tells you, my life makes sense. My struggles mean something. I matter. That's not weakness. That's human. Here's where things break. Humans don't just seek identity, they attach to it. They confuse identity with truth, identity with worth, identity with self. So when identity is challenged, the brain reacts as if you were being attacked. That's why debates become emotional, feedback feels personal, change feels threatening, and growth feels uncomfortable. People aren't defending ideas, they're defending themselves. So let's say it clearly. Humans seek identity because it provides safety, belonging, direction, and emotional stability. Not because we're shallow, not because we're weak, but because the human brain evolved to survive, not to question itself. Identity answers 3 survival questions at once. Who am I? Where do I belong? How should I act? And the brain loves efficiency. Here's the part most people never hear. Identity gives comfort, but it costs flexibility. The stronger the identity, the harder it becomes to change. People say, that's just who I am, not realizing that sentence quietly shuts the door on growth. Identity can guide you or cage you. It depends on how tightly you hold it. The goal isn't to eliminate identity. That's unrealistic. The goal is to hold identity lightly, to see it as a tool, not a prison, a guide, not a definition, a choice, not a sentence. Healthy people don't say, this is who I am forever. They say, this is who I'm becoming. So why do humans seek identity? Because identity makes life feel stable, creates belonging, simplifies decisions, and protects emotional survival. But the moment identity becomes rigid, it stops serving you. The strongest humans aren't the ones with the loudest identities. They're the ones who can evolve without feeling erased. Here's a question worth thinking about. Which part of your identity are you protecting, and which part might be holding you back? If this video brought clarity, consider subscribing. No noise, no fluff, just honest ideas that make you think. Thanks for watching.